Good afternoon. This is Veterans Talk. It ain't nothing but a thing, but it's a thing we want you to tune into every Saturday afternoon. I'm Elsa McGee, your host, here doing the same thing I've been trying to do ever since we started the show. Make sense out of a sensitive situation called the flight of veterans in the USA and the USA with the plight of veterans. I got a partner in crime, Tony Merritt, been here with me ever since we started the show, trying to do the same thing. Tony, thank you, bro, for hanging in this fight. I know you, like millions of other Americans, watched our President's State of the Union address.
Yes.
I was so impressed with how much this man has accomplished with all the negatives that we're getting out of the media.
Yes.
I was particularly impressed with how he detailed some of the things that he has accomplished and how they're going to be coming into the community, and how they have already started coming into the community. We're looking at the unemployment rate and looking at how inflation has not staggered, because every time I go in the grocery store, I still get scared.
Yeah.
But we do see prices moderating. But I was really impressed with when he started talking about the PAC Act, because we kind of been on that a little bit and talking with ministers that concern black clergy and other groups around in Fulton County to talk about the PAC Act and how the new extensions of the PAC Act should change the economic landscape of our community, especially because for the first time in the history of the USA, hypertension is recognized as a disability.
Yeah.
Lord help us.
It was something that was going to happen in due time.
In due time.
The interesting thing about that is that has been a part of our community for as long as I can remember.
For as long as I can.
And so as a result, it's something that the military is now recognizing as a part of our community. But then it's not just our community, but it seems to be ravishing our community more than other communities.
More than others.
So we are benefiting from this health challenge that most of us are dealing with financially.
Yeah, and Tony, really, I thought that the PAC Act would have had our office running over with clients. Unfortunately, we in our community, we are either not getting the information or we have been beat up so bad by VA, we scared to approach the PAC. But this we got to recognize, ever since I was a child, I heard about high blood pressure. How it was causing heart attacks and strokes in our community. It's still doing that.
Exactly.
You got veterans now that have been suffering with hypertension that have had multiple strokes. And we now got the opportunity to understand that it is a medical disability. And it should be recognized as a medical disability and approached as such because it is a silent killer.
Yes.
It is a silent killer. I've been suffering with hypertension, I know, for the last 30-some years. And, even with medication, it's controlled, but it's still there.
Yes.
It's still there.
Yeah.
And we need to make sure that families of veterans know that this is a help for them now. Because if you got a stroke, you can't work.
Exactly.
Matter of fact, I've seen a lot of people who have strokes, they can't function because their body is gone.
Right.
Some parts of the usage of their bodies is gone. So it's critical that they understand what this extension of the PAC Act means to them. Means that they can get better medical care. It can also establish an increased income for your families. If you're not able to work because you have hypertension, and we need to be talking about it in the church house, really, because we got a lot of people sitting in the pews every Sunday morning, pastors that are listening, that's suffering from hypertension. Did they get it from the burn pits, or did they get it from contaminated water, or did they get it from exposure to Agent Orange? All these doors have been open right now with the PAC Act. Because if you look at what we've been trying to teach people since we started the show, there were 3 elements to a claim. You get those 3 elements down, then you got the claim. And that's, being able to show, first of all, that you got a problem.
Yes.
You got a problem. And that the problem is not just with hypertension in the PAC Act, but that was just kind of excitement for us because we got more of it than anybody. But they got Parkinson, Alzheimer's, all these things that we know we got people in our community suffering from today. And we need to tie it to their military service. Tony, I'm going to tell you something. I think, veterans are a big part of the problem when it comes down to our folks to understand the benefits. Because when I was a paratrooper, I thought I was close thing to Superman. I thought I could fly. We built this false persona of good health, and we don't go to the doctors. We'll sit around the house with a headache and won't go to the doctor to find out that you suffer from hypertension. Some kind of way we got to be able to relate that some of the things that we're going through after the military happen as a result of that military service, and it's okay to recognize that. Because what it does, it shows that you're still taking care of your family.
Yes.
You're still looking out for your family. You're still trying to make sure that you bringing home the bacon, so to speak.
Yep.
VA benefit was meant just for that. It's sort of like a sacred trust that the U.S. military make with people that go into the military. Say, if you go into the military and while you're in that service now, you're going to make a sacrifice from the first day you get in to the last day you're in there. That means that you're on call 24/7.
Yes.
24/7, you belong to Uncle Sam. Wherever they want to send you, you got to go.
Yes.
And ain't no question about that but Uncle, no. You got your orders. You need to be there on time. And we do that religiously, and we make good service. We do a good service to this country and to our communities. But what happens, Tony, when we get out of the military, we come go get a job and start trying to take care of our family. We forget about that military service, what it meant, unless we buying a house. We buying a house, we kind of remember it. If you got some critical issues, you might remember it. But otherwise, by and large, less than 15% of the people ever served in the military actually use the VA. Now, we need to think about that because the VA is the 3rd largest part of the federal budget. $308 billion for 2023.
Yes.
To service less than 15% of 22 million people. Less than 1% of the population. But it comes off as being incompetent when it gets down into poor and working class communities. That we have a harder time getting the system to work the way it's supposed to work. So we don't get the benefits, or we don't get the information, we get the misinformation. And we think that just because we don't know, it's not happening. Veteran benefits are from the time you get out of service to the day, beyond your existence as a person, if you got a family, beyond your existence. In other words, if you got a surviving spouse, they get your benefits when you deceased. If you got a disabled child or a minor child, the child get their benefits until they are grown. We need to be able to look at these benefits as part of our assets. As part of our assets.
An interesting thing about that particular, we've been talking about on past shows about going into community centers and libraries and talking to these young men before they go into the military. We will expand that to those people who have been in the military that may not be aware of their benefits, just like the PAC Act.
Just like
they don't truly understand the extent of the PAC Act and how it directly affects most of us. And so here's an opportunity for our organization to move into the community and to assist veterans, not just young men going into the military, but veterans who are in the military or are about to leave the military. You know, I've mentioned this before about how the military trains us to go into for going into the military but not coming out. Here's an opportunity, even though we aren't in the military, but we can assist those veterans that are coming out of the military to say, this is a benefit that you earn, and this is how you obtain it, you know, and that's so important.
Well, it's critical, Tony, when you point this out, because what happens, you know, they talked about the suicide rates among going down. But now that is one of the issues that happens. You got young people coming out of the military who have been mentally injured.
Yes, right.
Not necessarily physically injured, but mentally, and sometimes both. The families are not equipped with the knowledge to help them.
Yes.
And, you know, because of the military stuff and then the disability that they incur, these young people are killing themselves at a crisis rate.
Yes.
Even if it's down from 22 to 17, 17 a day is too many.
Yes.
One a day is too many.
Exactly.
And we need to make sure that what you just pointed out is so critical to that particular issue, because if you could equip the families of these young people to what they might be experiencing coming out of the military back into the community, they might be able to get treatment in time before they committed these suicide.
You know, that's an interesting point, because, you know, initially we talked about the veteran going in, the veteran getting out. The thing is, though, the family. You know, we need to, when we, not if, but when we organize and move into these community centers and libraries and talking to these veterans, not just to the veterans, but to the family, letting the family know what the possible life will be like as you give up your son to serve in the military.
And you know, Tony, I'm so glad you pointed this out, man, because we know we just made our first report to the Fulton County Veteran Empowerment Commission. And you know, we pointed out to some of the deficits, and one of the deficits of I feel of the Empowerment Commission is that don't nobody know about it in the community. So we're gonna be pushing for town hall meetings in the community to talk about these same issues. You know, now we have a government entity that can empower us in putting this information out. So we're gonna be pushing the Veteran Empowerment Commission into the community with this information come 2023. This is our second year.
It is so important that we get the organization, the Veterans Empowerment Commission, to realize that is part of our job as being a part of that commission, to inform the community. It's not always
to sit up
and send possible funds to a particular organization that's helping veterans, but they need to know that we exist.
That we exist, and why you have these three different categories that the legislation address in our community, and that these target areas are things that we see every day in the community. We see people suffer from mental illnesses without help. We see. Now we got a veteran service program that's putting fundings out in the community to assist the community with that. The community need to know about it.
Yes.
See, the biggest problem with what we're doing, Tony, I sit back, and since I've been kind of handicapped, can't get out there pushing, I'm saying, don't nobody know what we're doing.
Exactly. They not only don't know what we're doing, they don't know we exist.
They don't even know we exist.
You know,
that's a tragedy, because for the first time, Fulton County veterans have a helper in the government.
Yes.
We're going to have to get Marvin Adams Jr. on the program. We got to come back on the program and help us explain to the community the good work that he has just done.
Exactly.
You know, this is some amazing stuff, because it can be an interfacing to help people get ready to confront their individual families members when they're coming home. Yes. We have the resources in our community to make a difference. We just got to make sure that the community know about it and that they're engaging us in a way. That's why we got Veterans Talk.
Exactly.
You know, you can follow us on Facebook. You can, you know, like us on Twitter. Like us on Twitter and follow us on Facebook. We all over the net trying to do this because we recognize how critical it is. When I go downtown Atlanta, right across from the Capitol, I see Tent City.
Yes.
Tent City. This is not a joke. This is homeless people in the shadows of our government.
Yes.
And we ain't doing anything. Well, we're doing something about it. We're
doing something about it. But the interesting thing about that is the present governor is refunding money to taxpayers when he walks out of that office or he looks out of his window, and like you said, there's Tent City. Seems like that would be a better use for funds in a humanitarian area. You know, he should be proud to say, at one point we had homeless people, not just veterans, but homeless people. And now the state of Georgia has a surplus, and we're going to use those surpluses to help those homeless people. And doing so, he's going to help veterans.
Back into, you know, because see, and I'm so glad you touched on this. Because this show you got a lot of politicians with no vision.
Exactly. Yes.
Those people can be put back into the work world if they got the care that they needed.
Yes.
They can become taxpayers again. They can become useful, you know. Yeah. But we got politicians now that believe that they got certain groups in the community that they're representing. They represent the community as a whole, and the betterment of that community is in taking care of the least of these.
Yes.
You know,
that's a Christian principle.
This is Veterans Talk. You know, this is Veterans Talk, and we're talking to each other. We're talking Veterans Talk, veterans in the community about all things community.
Yes.
We are a part of the community that I think is so underused because people haven't recognized us as an asset and using us as an asset in the community. Yeah. We are the best trained volunteers. We need more volunteers in our community, and I think we are calling on veterans and retired school teachers, retired firemen, retired police officers, come work with us to address the most urgent needs in our community. And those needs right now, we know, and you're gonna see veterans coming out saying this here in a very forceful way this spring. We don't need automatic weapons in the community.
Yes.
Period.
Yes.
And we need sensible gun control laws in effect.
Yes.
Now, when I went in the military, Tony, and you can bear because you was there too, before they gave us a gun, they told us how to use it.
Exactly.
We had to go through some training.
Yes.
Why can't you go through some training when you want to buy a weapon?
Yes. You know, even if it's nothing more than the basic training that we got about the power of that weapon that we have in our hands. You know, but you know, for some reason, yeah. See, and the thing about it is, they walk in the store and buy it, and then they don't care for it. They don't protect their families from the possibilities of things happening for ownership of a gun.
And see, this is why I wrote this article before the election last year. Do veterans' votes matter?
Yeah.
See, we got to make it matter.
Yeah.
We got to make it matter by just letting these elected officials, those that are already elected, not those that want to be elected, those that are elected now, that can go back into the Georgia General Assembly and enact these laws that we're talking about next week.
Right.
We need to make sure that they understand that's what we are demanding as citizens.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
We don't want the automatic weapons in the community, period.
Exactly.
And those guns, that people that got guns, they got to be responsible gun owners.
You know, and
But your 6-year-old ain't got no business being able to get your gun and take it to school and shoot a teacher.
no.
If you do, you need to go to jail.
Yes, right. Yeah.
This
You
is
need to
veteran
be.
talk.
You should be standing right there next to them, because you, as the, I guess, gun purchaser, are responsible for that weapon.
You're responsible for that weapon.
When they gave us our weapons,
You was
we were
responsible
responsible for that weapon, and we had to maintain that weapon. What happened to that? And the interesting thing about that also is that some of these people who own guns were in the military, and so, like you said, we know the power of war weapons.
And I'm glad you pointed that out. And I think it's going to have to be those of us that was in the military to come up and say this to those that have been elected to office. This is what we want.
Yes.
It's not what you think anymore. You are working for the community.
Yes. Yeah.
And the community don't want these automatic weapons in the community anymore. I went to Vietnam because I didn't want Vietnam to come to Atlanta.
Exactly.
But it's in Atlanta now.
Yes.
We're living in a war zone.
Right.
Because of our elected officials have decided to let the gun manufacturers run the community with guns.
Yes.
And I'm tired of walking out of my door thinking I might get shot up by somebody with an automatic weapon. We don't want them in the community. And we're going to make sure that those people that are elected that can change the laws, change the laws.
You know, I was speaking with my nephew the other day. I said, it has gotten to the point now to where before you interact with someone in a conflicting way, the thought is, this person may have a gun, or this person may have access to a gun, and so now you're challenged when it comes to what at once was an exchange of opinions about a particular situation, and if they saw it wrong, now they have a legal weapon to defend their point of view. Whereas before we would exchange information and at least come to an agreement, or we agree to disagree and go our separate ways.
Now somebody's going to get hurt.
Yes.
You know why? Because we done allowed gun manufacturers to flood the community with guns.
Yes.
And with guns with people that don't even know how to handle these guns.
Yes.
And we going to just act like we don't know what to do about it.
Right.
We know when it comes down to say they ain't fit to serve. They're not fit to serve.
Right.
You know, we understand what fitness to serve means.
Yes.
And we have some politicians that are not fit to serve our community right now.
Exactly.
They think more of, and let me say this, when the right to bear arms was being promulgated in the Constitution, we didn't have no automatic weapons.
No.
So they wouldn't, that didn't make it, that constitutional right didn't give you the right to bear a automatic weapon in the community.
Yes. They were one-shot muskets.
One-shot muskets. And you need to get back to your one-shot musket, and you need to know how to handle that.
Exactly.
You know, we need to make sure that when you go to buy it, you're going to be trained to get it.
Yes. Yeah.
That you're going to know how to handle it. You're going to know how to keep it safe. You're going to make sure your 6-year-old can't get it and go to school with it.
Right. Yeah.
You know, we got to stop acting like when we elect folks, we elect them to go tell us what to do.
Exactly. and never once have you been in a situation where you as the employee told the employer what to do. But now we're in a situation where we can tell our governing body what to do. And if he doesn't like what we're telling him what to do, we vote him out of office.
That's what the vote is for.
Yes.
Do veterans vote matter?
Yes.
We got to make it matter to them when it matters to us, so we got to use it.
Yeah.
We got to use that vote to make these politicians understand that we are not slow with what's going on in our community.
Yes.
We want a safe community. We don't want a war-torn community in America. You know, I mean, I'm watching the toxic politics. I was watching this stuff at the State of the Union address. You know, I mean, no respect for the truth.
Yes.
You know, no respect for what you're gonna do with government. You planning to undermine the benefits of those of us that served in the U.S. military.
Yeah.
And you won't even say it, and you know, just come up and say it. You want to sneak behind closed doors where you ain't got no hearings and can't nobody see you. Then you're going to come up with a law you think we're going to accept. We need to make veterans vote matter.
Yes.
We need to direct it to the targets that the people are elected in our government, and these are our governments.
Yes.
You know, we own these governments. These are we the people.
Yes.
Have lost our grip on our community because we have not voted in a way that makes sense.
Exactly. Right.
You know, we listen. How do you spend $500 million in a election cycle? $500 million in a small state like Georgia.
Yes. To get elected to an office where you are supposed to govern, and you're choosing not to govern the way the people who voted you in office want you to do.
Yeah, for their benefits.
Yeah, for the benefit of the community.
For the benefits of the whole community.
Yes.
See, they're making one part of the community unsafe because they're trying to prop up another part of the community. It's something wrong with 2% of the population controlling 90% of the wealth.
Yes.
Something is very wrong with that picture. It wasn't meant to be like that.
Yeah.
So you got an equilibrium now that you got two sitting here pulling against the big crowd.
The masses. Yeah.
People need to understand that we have a multicultural, multiracial democracy that's growing.
Yes.
Some people don't want it to grow.
No.
They would rather destroy it.
They don't want it to grow in the directions that it is growing in.
Yes.
They see the emergence of a strong minority community that at some point they can see that minority community eventually will be a majority community. And the idea of losing their ability to control that situation, it has them creating ridiculous laws and rules so that they can continue to maintain control.
For no other reason than to be in control.
That's it. That's all.
And their control don't make room for people that
don't look like them.
That don't look like them. If you don't look like them, man, some of them can look like them. They just don't think like them, or they didn't come from. See, once they get them that out of the way that don't look like them, then they'll go get the ones that don't think like them.
Right.
You know, they don't feel. These people gonna always need somebody to look down on.
Yes.
Because we have allowed them, and I say we allowed them to take over control of these wealth because we go along with it.
Yes.
We can stop it tomorrow. Just start cooperating with it.
That's it. That's it.
You know, I mean, if you want Walmart to raise the price of labor, pay, just everybody stop going to Walmart.
Yeah.
Just stop one day.
Yeah.
Walmart get the picture. One day, all you got to do is just start one day across the country, Walmart. You ain't paying your workers right, So we not going to Walmart today. Ain't nobody going to Walmart.
And all we have to do is think back in our history. Mm-hmm. Martin Luther King, Montgomery bus boycott.
Showed us how to do it.
Yes. It's there, and it worked, and that community survived because all of a sudden, within that community, they said, okay, we don't have public transportation, but we have some people with cars that will get you to your job. Yeah. And so the community stepped up.
Stepped up to work together.
Yes.
And that's what it's going to take. That's what it was meant to be anyway. We are our brother's keeper.
Yes.
We done got into places where we want people to think that we are not our brother's keeper. We don't want for our neighbor what we want for ourselves. We want to take from our neighbors for ourselves. And that's what got us in problem.
Right. Yes.
That's what got us in the situation that we're in today, where we have allowed 2% of the population to control 90% of the world's wealth.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna wonder why the stoves prices go up and rent is out of control.
Yes.
Because the 2%ers are doing it the way they want to do it. They're gonna make sure that you ain't never gonna get over with them, because they have the mechanisms to keep you down.
Yes.
And as long as you keep going for it, it works.
Yes.
It works.
Yep.
So Dr. King came along and showed us what that was, and then Malcolm said something to us too that we need to keep in mind. I wish there could have been a fly in that room when Dr. King and Malcolm X met.
Yes. Yeah.
Here you got an integrationist and you got a segregationist in the same room.
Yeah.
Now Malcolm stuff against integration would shock some people. Why he felt that integration would be bad for black people. You could see it in Clarence Thomas.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just
telling you. I know. Yeah.
You see what you found?
Yeah, follow you.
Yes. Malcolm was trying to show us this.
Yes.
You're gonna have these people that emulate, that so much identify with the slave master.
Yes. Yep.
That they were always bound to the slave master's way of doing things. We sick master, and master got a cold and said, we sick master. No, you ain't sick, brother. You're not sick.
Yeah.
Chicken Little Sky was falling. Yours wasn't falling.
Right. Yep.
And now we got people that got all these different kind of theories about the truth. One truth ain't the truth. Facts ain't facts.
Yeah.
Because they want to follow people that say something and make it true.
Yes.
See, if I say something and I get everybody around me to say the same thing, they feel like that's what makes truth. That's not what truth is. But you see that going into these different elections across country, you got people talking about if they won, the election was
right.
So that shit how twisted that them got.
Yeah. And the sad part about it is the masses that bought into it. We saw that in 2 years ago at the United States Capitol, the numbers of masses that bought into it, and those were the ones that showed up. That wasn't the ones that weren't able to come, but also believed that type of attitude about the federal government.
That's talking about why it wasn't there. She was busy supporting you. You had more supporters than you had, activists.
Yes.
So we have to understand that comes from us having a lack of communication in the community about these issues. We done got it to the point where they think critical race theory is something where we don't want to teach this, we don't want nobody to talk about this because it makes me feel bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, if it makes you feel bad, do something about it so that you don't feel bad about something about being the truth and American history. This is American history.
If we're gonna be better, we got to acknowledge where we failed.
Yes.
You can't overcome if you don't acknowledge that you have this issue.
Yeah. But
just like they got a leader that say he ain't never did nothing, he had to ask God forgiveness for.
Yeah. Yes.
That scared me right there.
Yes.
So that means we got a perfect man somewhere.
Yes.
And I ain't seeing it. I don't see him like that, you know. But you got a lot of people that will die believing that.
Yes, they bought into it, and they will sacrifice everything for that belief.
This is Veterans Talk.
Yes.
I want you to follow us on Facebook, like us on Twitters.
Yeah.
Because what we're trying to do is make conversation with you, the audience and the community, and making sense out of it. Really. Yeah. We're in a period where we got people that are making us turn on our neighbors.
Yeah.
We're against each other in the family. You know, it looks like what the Bible tells you. You know, there's gonna come a time when mother against daughter, daughter against mother, son against father. We're in a period where we need to straighten up and look at some of this stuff that we're doing, because this word that I believe in, that I follow, say, listen, the land is in trouble, but there's a power greater than anything we see that says this. If you, those are called by my name, would just turn away from your ways, now, you know, from your ways, back to the way that he has outlined for us to do, he will heal the land. He will heal the nation.
Yes.
All of these issues that we are complaining about will go away.
Right.
Because if we want for our neighbors what we want for ourselves, that means we want everybody.
Everybody, yes.
To have what they need.
But unfortunately, we have a ruling class that does not believe that.
2% of the population.
Yes.
There's something wrong with that picture, Tony.
Yeah.
I can't get with that picture where I got all of this stuff over here that God has laid out for us to have as a people.
Yeah.
And you got 2% of the population telling us how
those masses are supposed to act, what those masses are supposed to get, how those masses are supposed to benefit from the things that they allow us to have. And that's scary when they're allowing us, because they control. They control, and so we're going to allow it.
Because we are cooperating with them.
Yes.
And this stuff. See, Dr. King just plainly showed us, listen, stop cooperating.
Yeah. Yes.
You ain't got to get violent to do that.
No. Just stop.
Just stop. Yeah, you might have to get beat up on the Esma Patterson Bridge, but listen, it changed the whole way these people was able to do business in the government.
Yes. Definitely within the government.
Within the government. It changed the whole thing because we stood up and stopped cooperating with them. So the government had to stop backing that bus company.
Yeah.
It couldn't help it because the people were no longer using it.
Right.
So you don't want to sit on it, we ain't gonna ride on it, period. See how long you stay in business. See, what we done allowed the marketers to tell us what to do with our money.
Yeah.
See, I just went and bought a phone that I should have bought a $1995 phone. I wound up getting a $90 phone because I was listening to the salesperson.
Yeah.
And I walked out the store, I felt something.
Right pocketed you.
I done went along with the market.
Yep.
I went along with it, so I ain't got nothing to do with it, so I got a phone.
Yep.
You know, we got to stop wanting to have name brand.
Yeah.
And standing in line for, you living in a place where your rent is too high, but you out there buying $300 tennis shoes.
Yeah. Yes.
We got some mixed up values. The values that we are operating with in the community need to be discussed. We need to be discussing those, like discussing these other issues.
Yes,
These values that we are operating with, that we are that we go to the poll with.
Yes.
We go to the poll like Reverend Love used to say. Like he give you an automatic weapon, so you got to shoot yourself if you don't know this. And then you actually you're dead yet. So you don't know it.
Yes.
But you living it.
Yes.
We're living in a community where people don't even know who they voting for, who they have elected to be their representatives in government. That's where the problems come.
Exactly. Exactly.
So they go up there. The person that got the money to lobby them is lobbying the government to make rules that's not for the masses. It's for the few.
Yes. And that's how they maintain control. That is an element of how they maintain control.
That's an element that we want to talk about because we asked this question last year before the election. We're going to be asking that. Do veterans votes matter? We are in that predicament where we are able to show people, to tell people, we know how government is supposed to operate. We know how people are supposed to operate within the government. When we see people ain't fit to serve, we shouldn't be having them in our government.
Yep.
But what we done got sour. We done got so sophisticated, Tony. You know, it used to be when you was in the military, you because it worked the way it was supposed to work. If you was late, you got an Article 15. They didn't care who you was.
Yeah. Yes.
You know, they go in your pocket the first time you do. So I ain't paying you but a little money, they go get some of that.
Yes.
To get your attention.
Yep. And it did.
It got your attention.
Yep.
It kept you walking the straight line.
Yep.
You gave a good service, and you were glad to get out of there.
Yeah.
See, we got people in the government now. They don't never want to leave. They want unlimited running behind. Listen. At some point, your government service days should be over. You do 20 years in the government in any position, you need to move on.
Yes.
You know, give another generation a chance to have some say so. What we done got, we got people. Because of the way it is, I'm glad we got this particular president we got right now. Because otherwise, I don't know what we have.
Really,
but he got over 40 something years in government service. That's too much.
Yeah.
That's enough. I'm not saying he shouldn't run for president because I'm looking at the field. Ain't nobody out there can do it the way he do it. So let him run for president.
Yeah.
But we need to make sure that people understand. One of the problems that we have in this country is that we got these people that done got locked in the government because they got power.
Exactly.
Over the control of people. And they stay there and they keep building this power so that the people don't have anything to say except go to the poll.
Yeah. Go to the polls and vote for me.
And vote for me.
So that I can go back in office and continue to do what I'm doing, even though it's not benefiting you, but what little benefits you get, they market that. But the true amount of things that happen that aren't for your benefit, you never hear about those. You hear those from the candidates who's running against him, but they don't get the coverage of the main candidate. And so it's only a smidget of what is happening that you will never benefit from. And you don't hear that, because the opposition doesn't allow that to happen.
Yes.
It's not funded. And
I'm going to tell you, it trickles down to the business things in our community. Like the poorer the community is, the more shysters you got in the community. I'm dealing with a shyster right now on a car that I bought. And I thought that I was paying one price for it when they totally lost it. He done did something to the buyer's order. They changed the price on the car. Shysters in our community.
Yep.
This is what's happening in the community because shysters feed on people lack of enforcing the laws equally.
Right. Exactly. Yep.
They know that they can do things that the police can beat you up and say you had a gun. But now the cameras got them, so they'll beat you up and put the gun on you.
Yeah. So, drop or in the recent case, even hear in their conversation about there possibly being a weapon. You know, that was never there. But they're looking for an opportunity to use that as their self-defense.
Yeah, as an excuse for what they finna do.
Yes.
They already made their mind before they got there. They gonna do this way. I'm gonna show them what we gonna strike fear.
Yeah.
We don't need to be afraid of those that that are supposed to be there to serve.
Exactly.
We need to feel like that's the person that we want to know. That's the person that we care about.
Yes.
You know, we care about them so much. We don't want them facing no automatic weapons.
Exactly.
We want automatic weapons out of our community.
Yes.
Get them out.
Yeah.
And anybody that ain't ready to get them out need to be gone.
Yes.
Get them out.
We need to get them out.
Get them out. Get them out of government.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going at from now on with Veterans Talk. We got to let people know we're veterans talking to veterans, and we're talking about things in our community that we need to be dealing with today. And I don't think nobody in their right mind don't think that gun violence is something that we shouldn't come together as a community and deal with. Yeah. We can.
Yes.
We can.
And we can because we did. We existed years, I'd say probably 60 years of my life without gun. And then all of a sudden in the past 15 years, everybody's got a gun.
Everybody.
You know, now I will admit we had guns in our household, but even within the household, my father made a point. You know that this is here, but don't touch it.
Don't go near.
You know, and so as a result, I feared the repercussions.
When you walk around, you look at it like yourself. You know you needed to walk around.
That's it.
You know that wasn't nothing that you as a child was going to approach because the parenting already laid down the rules of engagement. Let me say that.
Yes, they were. Because if you touched it, you were going to be engaged.
You're going to be engaged. And you're going to start going like that when it comes because there ain't no talk. We're going to get you out of it.
No. Yeah.
This is Veterans Talk. And that's the thing. But Tony, you know, I'm so proud of the work that we've been doing with the Sons of Atlanta.
Yeah.
Getting it to where we got it. And I got a call from Milton. I know Milton is probably listening. And the Atlanta Businessmen, Vietnam Veterans Businessmen Association, we're going to be meeting with them to get this thing up. We already got it up. Just tying up a few more knots on it. What you want to tell us about it?
Yeah. And even, you know, even though we're going to communicate it, we're going to invite him on the show.
Yes, we got
you know, that's another element within the community that goes unknown.
That's right.
And so here's an opportunity, those members of that organization, to come on our show, explain what you do.
What they do, because they do a marvelous work with memorials, keeping the value of military service alive, like no other group in the community. These young men, and I'm saying young men because all of them Vietnam era veterans,
right? Yeah.
These young men put their service in the community like that, and I just want to salute.
Yes, we definitely salute them, but we want the community to know about
them and what they do, because they done put out a lot of memorials, man. You know, if it wasn't for them, we probably wouldn't have none.
Yeah. So this is, you know, here's an opportunity for them to once again get their word out to the community, particularly the veteran community, where it's important.
So we're gonna ask them to come on. We're gonna have them on. We're gonna ask them to come on. I know they'll come on.
Oh yeah.
Because we gonna get Antonio Lewis too to come on. Who's our city council person in this area. He hadn't got here yet. But you know, I know we done had some of the other city council people come on the show, and we're gonna keep them coming on because we're working with these folks.
Right.
We're not bringing them here to expose them. We're bringing them here to let them know we're working with them in any little project that they're doing in our community, because veterans are the community best asset.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it like that.
You know, and it's an opportunity for the veteran community to find out about these representatives for us.
Yes.
You know, and we'll see from time to time them appear on TV and commercial, not so much in commercial, but events that are happening around the city where the city representative needs to be, and you go like, oh, I know that guy, or I've heard his name, or I remember seeing his name on the ballot. Here's an opportunity to find out what those people are doing.
What they're doing. So
Yes.
when we bring them here, we find out that Amos got an organization that helped veterans make transition from out of the military into the community.
Yes.
So we know we're all one.
Yes.
And what we'll be doing with the Sons of Atlanta, we're gonna be coming into Fulton County communities, letting people know why we want to build this memorial, why we got this memorial in Piedmont Park, and let them know that now this is Black History Month, and this is why we want to say Black history is American history.
Exactly.
And we're going to show them with the Sons of Atlanta, because all of these young men are not Black.
Exactly.
They're veterans.
Yes, they're veterans.
They're veterans.
Yes, yeah.
They serve together for the benefit of us all.
Yes, and they are a part of Atlanta's history. And so as a result, we want to recognize this. Here's an opportunity to recognize young men who paid the ultimate price during the Vietnam era, during that particular war. We want them recognized. We want, and I'll repeat it again because I like that line that I say, bring them home.
Bring them home.
In
their own community.
This is
off that big old wall in Washington, D.C.
Right.
where they're hailed as heroes, but they are heroes in their own communities. And that's what we're doing.
And by doing so, we're going to get them recognized by people in the community that didn't realize that they paid the ultimate price. And so once they're here on that memorial and people visit it, they go like, I did not realize that.
I'm going to tell you something before this ends.
Okay.
We do a lot of talking about when people get killed, young people in our community get killed, their lives are wasted for nothing. But you have never heard this conversation about these young men who gave their lives for something.
Yes, yeah, voluntarily.
Voluntarily gave their lives for the benefit of all of us.
Yes, yeah.
What a noble issue.
That's what we veterans do.
Yeah. We serve.
We serve nobly, willingly. Yes.
And we should be proud to pull that up in the community and let people know every year when high school graduation come around, you got young people going into the U.S. military.
Yeah.
And we want to make sure people understand that, so that these young people can get the best out of their military service.
Yes.
That they won't go in as naively as we went in.
Yes.
And they'll come out better prepared
yes.
than we did.
Yes.
This is Veterans Talk. It ain't nothing but a thing, but it's a thing we want you tuned into every Saturday afternoon. Now, want to remind you that you can go to the sonsofAtlanta.org, sonsofAtlanta.org, and purchase a brick. Mm-hmm. These are commemorative bricks. This brick will always be in Piedmont Park, and it can have your name on it, your mama name, your daddy name, whoever name you want to put on it.
Yeah, you can put, in fact, your organization. Mm-hmm. If you're a organization that supported veterans, here's an opportunity. GenCare. GenCare is a major company here in the city of Atlanta that is doing that, and they will have a commemorative. They will be on the wall of support of donors, major donors. So, but here's even the small businesses, mom and pop stores, barbershops.
Anybody that want to support these young men,
yes.
that want to see our national heroes recognized in their own hometown.
Yes,
that's what the Sons of Atlanta bring to the table, and not just in the park, but in the community centers and the libraries. We're gonna be teaching about why did they serve.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Why did they serve? They served up under this notion that we were going to be one nation, individual, under God, with liberty and justice for all. Every one of them died believing that. That's what they were serving.
Yes.
And we would be less than patriotic if we didn't push that idea forward.
Yeah. Did not recognize them, did not memorialize them for their beliefs and their willingness to pay the ultimate price. When we went in, that was never a thought. It was never a thought that there's a possibility of my not physically returning home.
Right.
Because we always believed that we would come home.
Yeah. So they left home thinking they were going to come back
Yes.
as patrons in the U.S. military, but they went knowing that there was a possibility
Always, yes.
that they weren't going to come back.
But you never focus on the fact of not coming back. You know, it was always I'm looking forward to going home and wearing my uniform proudly.
And you know, and being a part of the U.S. military.
Yes.
I want everybody in my hood to know that I served.
Yes.
You know, that I served, and that I served for something for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is all about America. It's all about our freedoms. It's all about our democracy. It's all about what we do in our community every day. It's all about the opportunities that we have for our children. It's all about the safety that we have for our loved ones. And that's why we're saying that veterans going to come out against these automatic weapons.
Oh, yes. Yes.
You know, we don't want that. We don't want none of that.
Yeah.
Now, and people that think that we want some of that, been deceived.
Yes.
They been deceived. Veterans votes matter.
Yes.
We're gonna put our votes behind this to make sure that those people that think that they gonna flood the community with automatic weapons got to have something else to do. We're gonna give them something else to do.
Yeah.
They need something else to do. They don't need to be in our community.
No.
You want to close it out?
I'm gonna just add one little point to that. Most of us veterans are proud, and on the internet again, ran across veterans flags, and so I permanently display a veterans flag at my home.
Yes.
Now, it got knocked down when the tree fell on the house, but it's going back up as soon as the work. But I'm proud to show that, you know, I am a veteran.
I am a veteran. I got my American flag flying on the front porch. And gonna keep it flying on the front porch as long as I'm there. And every veteran, we want every veteran in the country to do that.
Yes.
You know, if you in your apartment or your home, you know, fly the flag.
Yes.
Let the people know that I pledge allegiance to it, and I still believe that it's possible for us to have equal opportunity, equal justice for everybody. This country is big enough. You know, it got to be big enough when you got 2%ers. Some of them got houses in every state.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
I mean, they won't go from state to state.
Those are actually estates in every state. Those houses are that big. They're actually estates.
I looked at the president house.
Yes.
They got more than one house.
Yes.
The vice president house. And like you say, they are estates.
Yes.
They are big, beautiful homes, man, with multiple rooms.
Yes.
I was looking at one. I said, I wonder how many homeless people he can.
Yes, really. Yes.
How many homeless people he go in and buy up to Christmas to take care of. But see, that's the problem. 2% of the population has no earthly rights to control 90% of it. That's not the way it was meant to be. You know, we're not supposed to be charging. You got people right now that owe thousands of dollars for water. That's 2% controlling. You know, so we need to relook at how we are electing folks to run our government, because some of these people done got in the government and they feel like they're above the law. They don't have to even follow the same rules of governing that they govern with. Something is desperately wrong with that 2% having 90% control of the wealth, because they ain't doing it right. You know, they're not moral with it. They're immoral.
Immoral. Exactly.
Immoral. So Tony, close it out.
So we're encouraging members of our community, those people who are watching this show, support the Sons of Atlanta Vietnam Memorial by making a contribution in your name or in any name. Sonsofatlanta.org. Support the building of the memorial, become a permanent part, and you'll be a proud American.
And you can volunteer to help too.
Yes.
You come in, because we're gonna be in libraries and community centers throughout Fulton County, showing other counties how well we can do when we are all working together for the same thing. Thank you. See you next week. You like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. Next week, same time, same place, with Veterans Talk. It ain't nothing but a thing, but it's a thing we want you to